God, look at me. Before we begin today, I just wanted to say, this road of mine that I've been on has been quite a few years now. And I have survived smear campaigns across multiple platforms. I have survived people with much greater outreach than me, smear campaigning me, inviting in Narcopath to smear campaign me, friends turning on me. I have dealt with consistent harassment, attacks on my character, even entire segments done by narcissists on YouTube to devalue me, to attempt to smear campaign me, recruiting enemies. I have been through it all. I was driven to the point of suicide with intention, self-deletion, excuse me, YouTube, self-deletion with intention. I was triangulated with one of the worst pieces of absolute garbage Rainbow Dragon $3 bill trash that I had ever seen in my life, simply to devalue me while she fed money and drugs off of him. I have been through devaluation campaigns, not just from my narc ex, but also the narcissist she triangulated me with and other narcissists and toxic types that I didn't even know were sitting right next to me because I didn't learn about myself. I didn't take the time to grow. I didn't take the time to investigate who I was to become a better version of myself. And since I have become aware, fixed the issues within me that had me attract narcissistic people, since I now recognize red flags, I look at words and actions. If they do not align, a liar stands before you. Because I do these things, I now have the strength to slay narcs. And so do you. So does every single person listening to this, whether you're here or watching this later. Please smash the like button, share out the link. You do have the power if you so choose. If you so choose to tap into the warrior spirit, you absolutely have the chance to slay narcs. I am going to teach you succinctly how to do that today. My brothers and sisters, my love to y'all. Let's get this party started, shall we?
Oh, bitch, you look so good tonight. You're feeling so loose, but your ass is so tight. You say you like me, but I look insane. Like the kind of wanna tie you up and cause you pain. I know you like it, but don't try and fight it. I'm going straight to your ass, don't give me no shit. If you're losing up a little, I know it'll fit. Straight to your anus, don't try to explain. With every bit of pleasure, there's gotta be pain.
Bitches! Bitches! Ha! Bitches! Yes! At any moment, that's what I'll do. You fucking bitches! I'll do it to you. And you feel of your crew. At any moment, that's what I'll do. ICP! ODB! I'll do it to you. And you feel of your crew. Bitch! What the fuck? What are you trying to do to me? You wasn't true to me when I was locked up. You fucked something like 34 guys. But I let that slide cause your ass is big and your titties is fat. I wanted to fuck that, but fuck that. You know you done fucked up, right? Girl, you know I love you, but now you gotta die. Now you gotta die. Now you gotta die. No, girl, you know I love you, but now you gotta die. Never wanted it like that. Oh, wow.
What lies beneath your feet? Sacred grounds, watered with tears of blood. Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
Let's go. I'm surrounded by some real niggas. Let's talk. Hey. I said I need it. This Draco undefeated. Bitch, I'm blocking, then I'm bleeding. Go long. These bullets, he receive it. I can't see it. My wrist look like a snow cone, make her eat it. Once I see her, I give her that dope dick just like it's Easter. Then I leave her. I can't get caught up, I can't be on cheaters. Look at them people, you know what it is. Go put that dope up for they breaches. Before they breaches, I'ma get out this bitch and I'm striking, I'm throwing my heater. Whole lot of money instead, it keep coming forever. I'm living my life like a Peter. Dope boy, I'm straight out the knife, I came up selling hard. Hell run, I'm straight from the knife, I went bought me a dime. I dropped out the poacher and bought me a gun. We bought in the jet cause my dog got a one. But don't give a fuck when the stick where we gone. I boot up out that molly, I cover my guns. Sick got an elo, my aim on point. Shoot a neck like give me pain in my joint. We shoot a 50 round drum, honey bun. I want 2 thoughts, I want both of they tongues. I know how to handle they books, I'm a damage. These niggas can't run, we gon' kill everyone. You know where I'm from, give a fuck how you come. Got a stick in the car and it sound like a bomb. I came in the bit with $1 million worth of cash. Like Bandicoot, we bout to crash. No remorse, I put 5 to your dad. Off the porch, bought a push and I drag. Out the bill and them young niggas slide. Put up 30, now you do the math. If you sick on my son, I won't hide. Bullets rain, we give him a bath. I said I need it. This Draco undefeated. Hit your block and then I'm bleeding. Go long, these bullets, he receive it. I can't see it. My wrist look like a snow cone, make her eat it. Once I see her, I give her that dope dick just like it's Easter. Then I leave her. I can't get caught up, I can't be on cheaters. Look at them people, you know what it is. Go put that dope up for they breaches. Before they breaches, I'ma get out this bitch and I'm striking, I'm throwing my heater. Whole lot of money instead, it keep coming forever. I'm living my life like a beater.
From the band on the band, we making it happen. I like a bitch bougie, but keep me a ratchet.
That is fantastic. Cartier straight out the plastic. Diamonds in all of my glasses.
I'm fucking more bitches than magic.
Straight out the basket. They say them young niggas have
The
it.
money too old, it's growing mag, it's nasty.
Finger fuck it with the mag.
I'm thinking they forgot the way we pay. We been giving too many niggas the passes.
Too many. Fuck it, drop it back and cash it. Fuck it. Who gonna press on the fastest?
Who?
Extend them barrel elastic. New attachment, shit get tactic. Technical.
They stole the flow,
Go.
then they tryna run off with the
My
fashion.
neck, I freeze it. They give us the reason. Make the smoke look easy. Cut blue hundreds with the stones is bleeding. What's your issue? If you got a trigger, just squeeze it. Squeeze it. Whole block outside the street.
Ain't no peace treated. These stones around my Jesus, they ain't treated. They got
What
me
is your
Play with the
profession?
game, they talking beef, they say that they vegan. Drippin' no reason. We cuppin' more ice and talkin' the
I
freezer.
said I need it. This Draco undefeated. Hit your block and then I'm bleeding. Go long, these bullets, he receive it. I can't see it. My wrist look like a snow cone, make her eat it. Once I see her, I give her that dope dick just like it's Easter. Then I leave her. I can't get caught up, I can't be on cheaters. Look at them people, you know what it is. Go put that dope up for they breaches. Before they breaches, I'ma get out this bitch and I'm striking, I'm throwing my heater. Whole lot of money instead, it keep coming forever. I'm living my life like a beater.
Stop. Could you please step on the same foot at the same time? My tits are falling off!
Hail the chat. Hail the queen, Nikki Red. Good to see you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. I love you too, baby girl. Hail the chat. We're gonna go through, say hi to everybody before I get started. Let me get back up here. And before I begin, I just want to say this live stream is not intended for children or young people or anyone. Any of the information here is not intended for anyone who's still in a trauma bond, who still has hope in their narcissist, who still has hope in that demon, that sociopath, that soulless, disconnected from source person. This live stream is intended for those who have no other choice. Cannot go Grey Rock. Grey Rock is not working. Cannot go no contact. That is not working. This demon keeps hoovering you. It keeps smearing you. Keeps coming after you. This stream is intended for the warrior spirits out there. So, and for those of you who are in those positions, just take in this information. It may help you along your way of healing. What is up, brother Josh? Fellow survivor and thriver out there. Hell, brother, they would never survive what we have been through. No, they didn't survive what we went through. First off, many of us went the journey of the empath. Many of us went the journey of healing. We survived our childhood traumas. We survived what it was in our past. We survived those things, and instead of creating a narcissistic shell, we became good fucking people. It's a decision. These narcs make the decision. These sociopaths make the decision to be demonic pieces of trash. This is not an affliction. All right. And I had somebody come through the comments earlier in one of my videos and said, these people have a personality disorder. They're afflicted. You shouldn't feel bad for them. And I told that person, or you should feel bad for them. I told that person, you've never been through narcissistic abuse. You've never been targeted by a psychopath, by a sociopath. You've never been targeted by an antisocial or histrionic. You've never been targeted by these types, have you? You are the prime target for their abuse. I feel bad for that person. I hope they educate themselves and never come up against one of these demons, because they do not survive what we survive, Josh. That is why people in your friend groups, in your family, do not understand. That's why people turn away from you. That's why people believe the smear campaigns when you are acting out, because of all the abuse that you did that they did not see. When you are acting out because of all the stuff that's going on at home, all the triangulation, all the lies, all the head games that cluster B clusterfuck is playing with you. They don't understand. If you haven't been through it, you don't understand. It is important to educate yourself. And anybody watching this now or later that has not been through it, listen and learn, because evil exists. People in this chat know. What is up, my sidekick, Immortal Coil? Hail Rogue Entertainment, hail Trans Fat. That is an example right there, Immortal Coil, of a person who may not have gone through narcissistic abuse in his life, but have been through trials and tribulations. That is an example of a friend who stands by you through thick and thin and will not abandon you, and will not leave you at the wayside. Thank you, brother. Good to see you. What is up, Mel? Fellow survivor and thriver. Instagram Dragonstorm showing up. Thank you for coming here. Again, being a part of the Dragonstorm community. It is wonderful to see you, sweetheart. We're gonna educate ourselves today. CJH, what is up, CJ? I have to get up with you. I will get up with you about that reading. I've been busy, clients, scheduling. You understand the game, man. What is up, Anita? Fellow survivor and thriver. Good to see you, sweetheart. Thank you once again for being here. What's up, Ruth, my sister from across the pond? How are you, sweetheart? It is wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for being here. You are my strength. All of you are my strength. Please remember to smash the like button, share out the link, interact with one another. I will be taking questions between my spiels here. We're going to go through how to mirror these narcs. We're going to go through what NPD is, what antisocial, what sociopaths are. We're going to go through why they are what they are, and we are going to understand these demons and how to defend yourself from them. All right, no matter what your faith or spirituality is, brothers and sisters, this information will help you in your battle against narcissists and narcissistic types. What is up, Creative Heart? Good to see you, sweetheart. Thanks so much for being here. Greatly appreciate seeing all of these names, all these wonderful people coming through, showing up all the time. And as usual, the queen herself, Nikki Red, flying the banner. We suffer no fools. What is up, Green Thing? Good to see you. Mommy and money issues. Hi, hey. I have mother and father wounds, and I occasionally have money issues. I understand. I understand. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Anybody else I want to get up with real quick? Joker loves you. Yeah, the Joker loves you. I'll bet. Talking about psychopaths. Yeah, they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly who they are. They know exactly what they're doing. They know they're hurting you. They know they're lying. They don't give a damn. We're going to go over what the interaction that I had with Batwolf, which I did not ask for, but that narcissist decided to come at me, and I let it happen. I'm going to show you guys how it happened, what broke down, and explain to you these self-aware narcissists out there, y'all, these self-aware sociopaths. They are not different. They did not change. They did not change. That is still a narcissist. That is still a sociopath. I do believe in the random 1%. And I do absolutely believe that somewhere out there, 1 out of a million or whatever it is, that there's a narc or a psycho or a socio that is on a healing journey to better themselves and not be a piece of shit. And to be honest with you, I do applaud that. If a person is putting the effort in to curb their personality disorder and be kind of a normal person or act at least decent to regular people. But listen, it's so far and few between, and I'm telling you, these narcs that are out there, these socios that are out there on YouTube, on Instagram, TikTok, they have not changed. They're getting fuel from you. They are getting, like the Batwolf is a fucking narcissist. Guaranteed, that is a narcissist. He says it. And he acts like a narc. He has not changed. He is still abusive. He is still triangulating people. He is still destroying people in life. He's still sending flying monkeys. We're going to go over all this. They know what they're doing. Let's see. What's up, Brian? Good to see you. Hail, brother. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate you. So, oh my God. Yeah, well, you deserve one. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. They are batshit nut jobs. We absolutely are. So, I did a video. Let's go over like the main topic, and then we'll regress and move forward. I did a video about self-aware narcs and sociopaths because a follower on TikTok asked me to do that, and I love getting suggestions from you guys about different things because I do learn different things when I research them for videos or I talk to others, especially for my clients. Thank you. Shout out to all my clients. Thank you so much for putting your faith and trust in me, talking with me, opening yourselves up and allowing me to assist you on your healing journey. This is part of my life's mission, and I greatly appreciate all of you for that. So I did a video on there, and of course some narcissistic types come through because narcs and psychos and sociopaths, these cluster B, cluster Fs. They come through our content, people who do content like myself, and like want to poke the bear. They see themselves reflected, even like unaware. A lot of times I see men and women narcissists, but a lot of times I see these female hypergamous narcissists come through that are programmed by extremism in the socio-political sphere. And they don't care. These sociopaths don't care. They know they're different creatures. They know they're different animals. But sometimes they're programmed by television, mainstream media, politics, the narcs and psychopaths in Hollywood, entertainments, news media. They're programmed by these things to believe narratives that are not true. They're like unwitting flying monkeys. It's the same thing in spiritual narcissism. When you have a person at a pulpit damning anyone's soul, sending them to an eternal hellfire and damnation if they don't pay them money, or sending their congregations or the fellow believers as flying monkeys to go after other people who pray differently. Like this is what you see in spiritual narcissism. It's all the same thing all over the politics, everywhere. So I did this video, and these narcs came through, and sociopaths came through. These narcs and sociopaths came through, and one of them tagged BatWolf and tagged Lee. Now I'll give credit to Lee Hammock; he didn't interact, and that's probably for the best. That actually shows a little bit of strength and maturity. And if he had come at me, I'd have slayed his ass too. But BatWolf couldn't help himself, so BatWolf comes through, and his first comment, the first thing that he did, let me show you guys. The first thing that he left, this healed narcissist who educates and helps others. All right, mind you, this is his platform. He's a healer. He's educating others on NPD. He's a healed narcissist. This is what he says. So he comes through, and people like you build an entire platform sucking off the pain of victims of narcissistic abuse while further stigmatizing NPD, calling them demons, and etc. And then goes on to tag a bunch of people. Now, there are lots of different things that he put on here, but let's break this down. People like you, projection. Build an entire platform sucking off the pain of narcissistic abuse victims. So we have devaluation and we have narcissistic projection. People like him are doing this while further stigmatizing NPD because he's a victim, calling them demons. Well, you are a demon. You are a demon. First, I mean, and everything here, we got narcissistic projection, narcissistic evaluation, narcissistic victimization. And then he goes to call in a bunch of flying monkeys. All right, because they can't stand on their own. These weaklings can't stand on their own. They need backup. They got to have other people to come in and smear campaign you, and they need to bring in others in order to devalue you. All right, this man has not changed. This is a narcissist who's definitely at home, triangulating, abusing, cheating, probably putting things up his ass, and he uses his platform. He uses these platforms to. Look, he's abusing a victim of narcissistic abuse while claiming that I am doing that. He is smear campaigning. Now, he put a bunch of different stuff because this is what I did. And I'm going to explain. We're going to explain mirroring the narc. As soon as I saw this, I went right into mirror mode. I mirrored back the narc by liking all of his initial comments. I didn't read them. I didn't really read them at first. I have them all saved. But I liked them all and then left it alone. Because when a narc is thirsty for your attention, you want to lure them in. You gotta. It's like fishing. You gotta lure them in. You gotta get to drag the lure across the water. So I liked a bunch of his stuff. He thought he had my attention. He really didn't. He did, but he didn't. And then I left it alone. which he then added a whole bunch of more stuff because his grandiosity felt validated. Now he's validated. Now he's getting the negative fuel. Oh my God, the Dragonstorm is paying attention to me. I didn't say anything. I didn't respond, and I let it sit for a day. Because at that point, he wasn't getting any more negative fuel. I wasn't liking his stuff. He wasn't getting that high grade supply. And he felt like he got over. I'm the bestest ever. That's how he felt. He's the bestest ever. He's the center of the universe. He got to go abuse somebody and got walked away from it with a feeling of superiority and grandiosity. I waited 24 hours, and then I exposed him. I even said, when I exposed him, I said, this douche is going to block me and run, or block me and smear campaign. Well, he already blocked me. Of course he did, because I called him out on his shit. But now he's living with a narcissistic injury. And now, because he is covert, he's an overt covert, he's covertly being abusive by being a healed narcissist and getting negative fuel. But I exposed him. Coverts hate exposure. So now he's sitting with a narcissistic injury. I feel bad for any of his supplies at the moment because he's probably going off on his girls and boys, semantic narcissists. They eventually go gay. And he's going to commit to a smear campaign at some point. He won't be able to stop. And that is when I'm going to use the rest of the materials that I have to continue to clown him. He cannot win. When you know yourself, when you understand your strength, when you know who you are, these narcs can't win. And they can't stop themselves. They're addicted to getting fuel. So we're going to go through real quick, go through a couple comments, and then we're going to regret. Oh, before I actually keep going, I want to mention the sociopaths. So the sociopaths came through. One of the sociopaths decided to tag me in a video on her TikTok that said something like, I'm going to trust somebody who doesn't have, it wasn't a therapist, it was some devaluation tactic, immediate block. Because the sociopath is too thirsty for the dick. When they're too thirsty for your dick, no contact, ignore, invalidate. Invalidate. They hate that. They all suffer from abandonment issues. So you don't give them. If they're too thirsty for it, you don't give it to them. That's why I waited until after the narcissist John Delarose, who kept doing smear campaigns on me week after week, I ignored him. He was so thirsty for my dick. And then when he gave up and that it came out that his wife was taking him to court because he was hitting her, imagine that, narcissist beating up a woman, I exposed that. This is how you treat these fools. This is how you deal with these fools. The sociopaths were in there. And two of them actually came at me with an open-ended, kind of respectful comment just to begin engagement. This is how sociopaths operate. They want to get you engaged, whether it's a love bomb or whether it's meeting on some type of mutual level, and then they begin to devalue you. See, a sociopath is different than a narcissist. They're a little stronger, to be honest. A sociopath can take out a narcissist, and a psychopath can destroy them all. So the sociopath tried to devalue, and I ignored it because they're looking for that attention. Ignore. I initially talked with both of them and then ignored. And then the two of them got so bored because they weren't getting interacted with, and everybody in the comments could see that they were sociopaths, and they just ignored them. They began talking to one another. They literally said, one of the sociopaths ended their conversation with, I came here to try and get some attempt to try and create some chaos, but it looks like it's not going to happen. And the other sociopath said, yeah, he goes, that's a shame. I don't want to be anything like these human being things. Sociopaths. You are an inner thing to a sociopath. You are an object. You are a thing. Narc X on her live streams all the time when she was triangulating me and Backdoor Bill. Thing one, thing two. To a sociopath, you are a thing. You are an object. They are soulless. Trust and believe they are soulless. But I did give her a little negative fuel. I will honest, like I've given it to BatWolf. I gave her the D, and I said, no, it didn't work, but thank you. I'll give you some supply. I said, thank you for showing everybody exactly who you are. And this bitch came back with checkmate. Ha ha ha. You didn't win. You exposed yourself. They can't help their grandiosity. These cluster Bs, their grandiosity demands that they're the bestest ever. They're the center of the universe, and everything that they do affects you. No, I not only monetize that ass, but I left you open to show your ass as an example of what type of demon you are. Let's go through the chat real quick, and then we are going to talk about how to mirror narcissists. And to a degree, sociopaths. They're a little different. Let's see. Says they are batshit nut jobs. They absolutely are. They absolutely are. And never feel sorry for these demons. No, never feel sorry for these demons. They know what they're doing. Don't let any bleeding heart person who has never been through it, who does not understand that evil exists, never let anyone, and this is one of the reasons why you further isolate after narc abuse. You have to, because your friends who don't understand it will further stigmatize you. They will further devalue you because they will not legitimize your experience because they don't understand that these people are evil. They are evil. They do not change. There is no hero's journey. There is no hero's arc. They are evil. They are simply here. They are the matted, feces-covered taint hair of Lucifer or Satan. Okay, that's what they are. That's the level of demon that they are. All right, they are the moisture that collects between an unwashed pair of legs. That's what they are, and you have to treat them as such. You give them you give them the power. We're going to go into this in a minute, but you are the one that gives them the power. The entire time you had the power. They don't have any power. They can't generate. They're not connected to source. They're low vibrational. They attract dark forces, demonic forces. They don't have any strength. You're connected to God. You are a child of God. You are a child of source. We are connected to the energy that exists and binds us and runs through us. They do not. See, who's on YouTube? Shut-in rejects from society and a few creators like yourself. I mean, there's a lot. Actually, there's a lot of good people. There are a lot of good people on YouTube. It's just that YouTube, depending on if the powers that be, I don't know if it's the same as it was, but I know that years ago when I was in the Fandom Menace and I was fighting narcs and psychos in Hollywood, like if you go against their political ideology, then they'll shadow ban your channel. Like they've shadow banned my channel because I've spoken out so many times. That's why I go to TikTok and Instagram. I'm now growing them, which is growing my channel. Everything's feeding into one another. But there are good people out there. Roman of the Empire, good channel. Bad Take Tina Bojan, Sporky News Podcast, Immortal Coil, DJ Odyssey, Ryan Roger Athy, Reality Based, great channel. Stark of Iron, wonderful entertainer. Please check him out. These are good creators that don't necessarily do this content, but they will entertain you. They are wonderful people. And yeah, they are programmed. The people who ingest I don't watch mainstream media. First off, understand, mainstream media was always used as a tool to condition the public since the time of, since the early reels, the early newsreels, but there's always been kind of like somewhere to go for unbiased news reporting. Nowadays, it's all biased. It's all opinion. It's not reporting the news. It's reporting opinion. It's reporting propaganda, the narrative. Mainstream media, if people who watch mainstream media and actually believe these actors posing as news anchors, they're programmed. People, if you listen to politicians, you're programmed. If you listen to actors in Hollywood and privileged millionaires talking about oppression, I love the minority millionaires who preach to us about how systemic ists and systemic isms and I love that. It's like, oh yeah, really? Yeah. How's your Maserati? That's awesome. Have you got your third home today? Like, like you're telling me, don't listen to actors in Hollywood. They're all full of shit. All of them. Zero Gift says, Joshua, the truth is you're dealing with, we're actually going to get into that. We're going to cover something. We're going to cover an article today, I think toward the end, that was given to me by another survivor about an MMA fighter who was California, which is just the legal system there is absolutely horrid. Put a narcissist in jail. Finally, a narcissist got held accountable, at least in jail for a year, with a string of abused women behind him and sexually assaulted women. We're going to go over that today. I'm actually going to do a long form video about it at some point, but I'm currently researching and getting information. Sometimes you ignore the signs, but they all function the same. I missed the red flag a couple times, but all of them insinuate the same thing. Yeah, well, it's the same demon. Understand, you're dealing with the same type of demon. People call it the Jezebel spirit, the Satan, incubi, succubi. They're all the same demon. They translate differently from cerebral to semantic, and depending on the personality disorder, but it is indeed the same manifestation of what you would call like the devil, of true evil. I was just talking to a survivor today who was like myself, dealing with a narcissistic sociopath who understands the dark arts. And those are the worst. Those are the absolute worst. We might talk a little bit about that today. If she shows up in the chat and gives me permission. Excuse me. Mel says, wow, how you triggered in his platform and his supplies. Well, so you are, Melanie, you are the resonance that you put out. You are how you think. It's important to understand that, like, when you say how you speak is what your mind creates for you, for this reality, what you project. Whether you believe in manifestation or not, it doesn't matter. How you think and how you speak about yourself is how you think about yourself. It's all about resonance. It's all about vibration. So these self-aware narcs are putting out. I mean, like I said, I ain't got nothing against like Lee Hammock. Okay, I have nothing against Lee Hammock, but even if he doesn't realize it, he is unwittingly giving hope to women who are still trauma bonded. He is unwittingly giving hope to people that their narcissists will change. They're not going to change. They're not going to change. I don't know Lee's healing journey. I don't know him personally. I don't know. I used to watch his stuff until Narcopath said that she loved watching him. And I'm just like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. You're learning how to be a better narc watching a narc. And also self-aware narcissists, especially if they're out, they get, if it's self-aware, if a narcissist is made self-aware of what they are, if they know there's terminology, there's psychology, there's terms for the things that they do, they will learn these things in order to abuse victims more. In the same vein that a narcissist will go to couples therapy to triangulate the therapist with the lover, to make the lover further feel like they are, or the victim feel like they are the problem. This is what these narcs do. There's no saving them. There's very few people that I would say to go to and get your information about. NPD, Professor Sam Vaknin. Professor Sam Vaknin. You want to go to a narcissistic borderline, he's got a bunch of shit. Admittedly, you want to talk to him. Also, I mean, I don't like Tudor. I don't like HG Tudor per se, but I have read his material. And reading his material of this book, specifically No Contact, helped me to understand negative fuel and helped me to understand, because the one thing Tudor does, and I gotta give him an alley-oop for this. I have to. The one thing that Tudor does is that he is a grandiose narcissist who looks at himself as like the head vampire. He's the head vampire of all the narcissists. So when he is teaching and educating people about narcissism and about how he thinks and how narcissists and other types think, he's getting off on hurting other narcissists, on hurting them together, on informing people on how to defend yourself against these types. So I will give Tudor that. And honestly, his book, No Contact, did give me the information that I needed to learn how to begin to mirror back Trashley and Backdoor Bill. And other types, from Delarod's to my old fake friends in the guinea pig collective, like those motherfuckers. Like, I learned how to deal with these fake toxic types by understanding the way that Tudor explained it to me, so negative fuel and toxic and toxic roles and toxic actions. But Sam Vaknin, that's where I go. Now, mind you, I'm not going to any of these cats for spiritual advice. They're disconnected from source. I'm not going to them for spiritual advice. I'm looking at the information being provided. And some people may go to Lee Hammock for that, or a self-aware sociopath. I know of a couple, but I can't remember their names offhand. But understand, all right, you are dealing with a personality type that by its nature is about deception. It is about fooling you. It is about putting on a fake self, a false face. It is about generating supply, whether they get that through sympathy, compassion, anger, depression, sadness. It's about supply. When you consume these types, you're still operating on their resonance level. It's not worth it. It's worth it to go and maybe get, like, if you see a video of information or you're looking at a specific topic or a specific way of looking at things from these narcs, then it is worth it to get that information. But like the most healthy exchange that I've ever felt comes from Vaknin, to be honest. And all the others, they're getting fuel. They're getting fuel, and they're unwittingly making you not only sympathize with evil types of people, but they're also giving people who are trauma bonded and still have hope in these demons a continuation to keep going back and getting abused. It's not worth it. It's not. You want to get your information? Talk to narcissistic abuse victims, survivors. That is where you get them. That is where you get your information. Those are the people that have crawled through hell. Those are the people that were pushed to the brink of self-deletion. Those are the people who were triangulated, smeared, attacked spiritually, mentally, physically, that had to deal with smear campaigns. Those are the people you want to talk to. I cover a lot of different creators every Saturday night. Go to Yaz, the Game Exposed. We just covered her last night. Yaz is a narc slayer. She will tell you straight up. If you need to better yourself, go to Coach Randy White. If you want to look at a true survivor, go to Sean K. Howerton. There's a lot of good people out there. If you want to get some strength, go to Weave Told Me. Marcus Weaver is unbelievable. Love Marcus Weaver. Zero Gift says the platform is when you humanize them, ignoring the most crucial part. First red flag is they don't respect boundaries. They're monsters. They're absolutely monsters, and they don't respect boundaries. Let me go through a little bit more. We'll continue. You think these people think with their heads stalking you when they probably just think about graping? We don't think about on the down low, but there's no limits to resort to. No, absolutely. Oh, no. Yeah. Graping, killing you? Absolutely. Think of the high. That's what Narcopath tried to do. That's what the Guinea Pig Collective and that's what Delaros and that crew, people abounding in the comics. Don't ever go to that website. It's garbage to your spiritual narcissism. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to see me delete. And think of like the grandiosity that one would get. There was a rumor, I guess, that went around that I had passed away a couple months ago. Narcopath jumped right on it. She started getting contact with every single person she could find. Is Steve Walton dead? Is Steve Walton dying? Steve Walton dead? Oh my God, I can't lose another person. It had nothing to do with that. The whole idea of me passing away would have given her a feeling of grandiosity, unbelievable control. Oh my God, I broke this man down to the point where it didn't matter what he did. I got him to off himself. And then she gets to play the victim. You know, I really did care about him, but he was so sick in the head and he just projected all this stuff on me, but I feel bad. They would love you to off yourself. They love, and don't think that, of course they're grapey. I have talked to so many survivors now, through the people that I'm coaching, that have dealt with these bondage-loving, beating their ass, tying them down, taking it whenever they want to, rapists. These cluster bees are demons. They have no care. You're an object to them. The sex isn't that good, guys. You're dealing with a petri dish of STDs. You're dealing with somebody who's looking at you like an F doll. You're an it. You're a thing. You're not a person. You're an object. They own you. They will give you diseases. They don't care about your sexual health. They don't care about your health. All right? It don't matter what it is. Whatever you think is so wonderful about them, stop projecting yourself on them and stop allowing them to twist your head into thinking there's something that they're not. They want to hurt you. That is their mission, to pass on pain, to traumatize, to destroy people. And so when I see motherfuckers like BatWolf out there acting a fool and being stupid and then showing his ass, I'm like, thank you for showing your ass. I appreciate that. All right. I am going to get a few more chats in, and then we're going to start. We're going to start the show. Mel says, "I've seen the evil smirk that gives sometimes the narcissist in him, and he can't help it. Nah, they love it. Well, they love fooling you. The sociopath I dealt with, narcopath. Oh, that smirk on her, the sparkling eyes. I have complete and total control over you, Steve Walton. I can lie straight to your face, and you'll just eat it up. You still think that I'm human. Aw, how fucking cute. I'm going to destroy you. How are you not dead yet?" That's how they think. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not going off the rails. This is how they think. This is who they are. Let's see. Sam B is so perfectly on target, but so complicated on his opinions. Sam B. Did you mean Sam V? Because if you didn't, I don't know who Sam B is. Please let me know. You believe the certain image of them, but they don't hide. Well, they don't hide it. Yeah, it's who they are. They're chronic abusers. They can't stop. They're manic. They're never going to stop. Oh, what is up, Lizzie? Hail, sister. Good to see you. Dragonstorm harem showing up. How are you, sister? It's good to see you. All right, so let's see. What's up, Coil? Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, brother. Let's talk about narc slaying. As I said at the beginning, this is not something that you want to attempt if you still believe the narcissist is a good person, if you still love them, so to speak. Let me say in love with them, all right? Because to a degree, I'm going to admit, I still have love for Narcopath, but I know that she's never going to change. She is a sociopath. There is no good in her. She will never admit she's wrong. She will never do the work necessary to better herself. She will never take down the smear streams. She will never, regret what she did to me. She will never admit what she did to me. There will never be she won't change. There's never going to be any change with her. She can't do it. She's incapable of being sorry and committing to a healing journey. So you can love them from a distance, as Immortal Coil so told me. Thank you for that knowledge. Thank you for that wisdom, Coil. I've carried that with me. Let's talk about if you are at all trauma bonded, if you are still in an emotional height, and that means anger, you have not regulated your emotions. You have not because listen, emotional control and regulation is one of the fundamental principles to slaying narcs, to mirroring them back, is emotional control. They play on emotional reactivity. That is their fuel. They make you unstable. They traumatize you so that they can put triggers inside of you. You learn about your past traumas and use them as triggers against you. The game with a narcissist or a sociopath, any cluster B, the game is to trigger your fifis. You have to learn how to control your fifis. They can't. Remember, narcissists are about spreading on pain. So they want you emotionally dysregulated because they can't regulate themselves. They can't, and they're the bestest ever. Everybody's like them. Everybody's got to be like them. So you have to learn how to control your feelings. You have to learn how to be hard as steel. Now, you can mirror the narc. You can mirror them back when you are in the later stages of healing, like close to the end. That's when I started, and that's when it really became effective. But it is paramount that you have emotional control. Your emotions cloud your intuition. They've been clouding your intuition. Your emotions cloud your judgment. If your emotions rule you, you cannot see things clearly. Emotions are a wonderful motivator. There's something that you can achieve incredible feats based on emotion alone. Survival instincts, for instance, saving someone's life, love, like true love for someone will push you beyond your limits mentally and physically. We understand this as the narcissist does, even though they don't know what love is, in that they can trauma bond you after the love bomb, and you will drive yourself into the dirt. You will drive yourself to being self-deletion. You will they understand the power of emotion. You have to control that, Because when you're mirroring a narc, you have to learn also, remember how much you cared about what they said? Remember the part of the abuse cycles where you investigated every last word they said. Did they really mean that? How did they say that? What were they saying? What are they not saying? What does that mean? You went into the education phase and you started looking at their video after video after video after video until you burned to the Swiss cheese. Trying to figure out how to effectively communicate with a grown toddler. You're still trying to figure that out. You're still trying to save the relationship. There was no relationship. It was a manipulationship. It was a situationship. You were in a relationship alone. While you are trying to figure out what the narc's saying and how they're saying, these create triggers in you. The narcissists know this, the psychopath, the sociopath, cluster. What does the cluster B today? The cluster B understands that they are placing triggers in your head, that they are molding your mind and training your body as you try and figure out what they mean, what they're saying, why they're doing what they're doing. So you have to look at what they're saying very analytically when you're mirroring. And you cannot look too deep into it. The surface answer is the answer. You don't look at the context of what they are saying. You do not, here we go, hold on, let me bring this up. You do not look at the context of what they are saying. You look at why they are saying that. People like you shaming. People like you pointing the finger. Build an entire platform sucking off the pain of narcissistic abuse victims. Projection. Projecting himself. You do this. You're doing this. While further stigmatizing NPD. Victimhood. I'm a victim. I am a victim. People with NPD are victims. Calling them demons, etc. Calling you out on what you are. Anybody with NPD, any sociopath is going to see that and go, ha, ha, they know exactly what he's doing. They know that he is trying to preach from a pulpit of virtue falsely. That you have to look at, right? So to anyone that BatWolf had traumatized in the past, triangulated, gone after, they would read that and they would be like, why are you judging me? Why are you hurting me again? Why are you coming at me? That's not true. You know that's not true. Control your emotions. You look at it analytically. There is evaluation, projection, self-victimization, victimhood mentality, and calling flying monkeys. You got to see what they're doing. You look at exactly what they're doing. Not what they're saying, why they're saying it. Now, understand, the way that I approached this situation with him was to call out everything that he did because he is covertly acting as though he is some kind of virtuous, healthy narcissist, healed narcissist, helping others, and he's not. He's looking for negative fuel. He's creating a cult of flying monkeys. Guys, stop following these self-aware narcs and sociopaths. They're collecting you to be flying monkeys, to feel bad for them. So you can point the finger at them to other people, go, look how good they are. They're not. They're evil. Stop following these fools. But the way that I approached it was to expose him. Coverts don't like exposure. We'll get to that in a minute. You have to take that part out of your brain that cared what the narcissist said. They don't care. Everything is a manipulation. Everything is about control. Everything is about a trigger, devaluing you, projecting themselves. Let's bring up that topic. Projection. Projection. The narcissist projects, sucking off the pain of victims of narcissistic abuse. That's what he does. Every single time that narcissist hurt you, they accuse you of cheating, running around. They accuse you of being like mom. They accuse you of, they compared you to mom. They compared you to dad. Every single time they did this, it wasn't just to blame you for what they're doing and what they're thinking and to stigmatize you, but what they're doing at this time is telling you exactly what hurts them. Remove your empathy for a moment. Have empathy for yourself, if you're going to put it anywhere, and look analytically at what they are saying to you. The narcissist projects their own pain. They're built to pass on pain. They are giving you the framework of how to hurt them. They are giving you the book, their grandiosity, their disorder demands it. Everything is about escaping, healing themselves, building a narcissistic shell, getting external validation. They're not like us. They don't generate power from inside. Our experiences, our lessons, what we've learned, our moral compass. They don't have these things. Everything is external, pushing out. Their addictive nature, their addictive need for supply, for external validation, for grandiosity, to create grandiosity, to believe that they're so great. They hand you the framework on what hurts them. Understand that. It wasn't about you. Nothing with the narcissist, nothing with the cluster B had anything to do with you other than supply. It all had to do with them. And once you understand that and understand you're dealing with a demon, a succubus, an incubus, Satan's taint hairs, like the weakest level hell imp ever. Really. Because without anyone else's power to generate their false facade, they are weak. You have the power, and they hand you that power, and you always had that power. You have the power to walk away, say no. You have the power to remove your energy. You have the power to give them injury after injury after injury, and they give you the framework for this by how they abuse you, how they talk to you. And this goes for any cluster B. There's different ways of dealing with psychos, I will admit. There's different ways. You got to deal with a psycho in a different way, and I do admit that. And to be fair, I learned these things and the other things I'm going to tell you today from H.G. Tudor, Sam Vaknin. Tudor taught me about a negative fuel. They taught me about the narcissistic hierarchy. They taught me about like this guy. I talked to this guy Ethan Van Sciver, grandiose narcissist. He's a head vampire narc. John Delarose is a junior narc. He wants to be the grandiose narc, but the grandiose will keep stepping on the junior narc. The junior narc will accept that because he's a lesser powerful narc. And at the same time, they feed off of each other through the connection, the adulation, the devaluation. It's a cycle. There is a hierarchy to narcissists. When you learn about negative fuel and how they interact, then you look at, then you understand their addictive nature, their addictive need for supply. You understand the inconsequential false self. The inconsequential. That false self, that narcissistic shell, doesn't mean shit. It is built on lies and deception. That is nothing. On the inside, they hate themselves. They're broken. They're broken. Their child's crying, clutching a dirty baba on a blankie, drinking arsenic. They're being stepped on. They're being abandoned. That is who they really are, which is why they treat you the way they do. That false self doesn't mean shit. What Professor Sam Vaknin taught me, the hierarchy of the cluster B. He taught me that a narcissist within the narcissist community, if an overt narcissist meets a covert narcissist, the covert narcissist has the power in that. The overt just understands they met somebody who they can constantly fight with and screw and triangulate and destroy, get supply. The covert undersees the overt and is able to hide themselves. Narcopath, backdoor bill. The covert understands. So the covert can play with the overt all they want and actually hurt them more because the overt can't see them. A sociopath will play with both of them. Narcopath, overt narcissist, backdoor bill. Narcissistic sociopath, covert. Played with Bill's head, destroyed Bill's personality, destroyed this man easily, used him in triangulation, used him for devaluation, used him for money, used him for cars, used him for drugs, use, cycles of pain. Now, there's a lot more psychologically to that, but that's the basics. That's the basis of it. What I did was understand that The thing that can destroy either the narcissist or the sociopath is the apex predator, the psychopath. The psychopath. When a narcissist encounters a psychopath, they tout. I'll be your flying monkey. I'll be your bitch. Because they understand the psycho sees that false self, circumvents it, and goes right after the broken inner child. The sociopath understands they are too chaotically all over the place, and they like to be covert. Some of them like to be covert. But they're too all over the place. The psychopath is intent, relentless, surgical. So I went and learned, I learned dark psychology, and I went and I learned about psychopathy. I became the psychopath in that way. And it allowed me to destroy these narcs. They could not hurt me. Doesn't matter what you say. I don't care what you say. I'm looking past that. I'm analytically taking in what you say. I understand this is why you're saying what this. You're saying this for this reason. I'm going to put that aside for a later, for a later attack. If you come back at me, I'm looking right at your broken inner child. I'm looking right at your fears and insecurities, and I'm going to say things that are going to trigger those things without you even understanding that I am manipulating you. Circumvent the false self. That false self doesn't mean anything. When you're mirroring back narcs, you go right after the insecurities. They have a bunch of shame. They're running from their shame. Hit them in the shame. They have a bunch of pain from their childhoods because of what they went through. Well, it's a shame that you went through that. And it is. They were a victim at that time in their childhood. Absolutely. It's a shame you went through that. I feel bad for that. But as you became an adult, you decided to be an evil piece of trash that lives off of people and destroys people. No mercy. We understand. We do not train to be merciful at Dragonstorm. You cannot be merciful with these narcs. You cannot think that they change. You cannot think that they are going to be better people. There is nothing you can say, do. There is no amount of pain and heartbreak. There is no amount of killing yourself for their pleasure that will magically open up this box of empathy inside of them. Well, they will begin living in your shoes and start feeling guilt and go, oh my God, this person really loves me. They don't know what love is. They chose. Understand this, brothers and sisters. They chose to be the way they are. Psychopaths being an exception to that rule. Psychopaths are a little different. Every other cluster B chose to be what they are. And when you make that choice, all bets are off. Go back to the chat before we continue. I want to talk to my brothers and sisters here. It's like shielding your heart, stop believing lies. Yes, shield your heart, stop believing lies. Their cluster Bs are nothing but liars. They're chaos. They want to play games, especially sociopathic ones. They play games. They want to play with your heart. And especially with the sociopath and the psychopath, they want to play games with you until you die. Don't think that's not the case. That makes them feel better about themselves. They have the demonic spirit. Darkness blesses them. Understand that. This is spiritual warfare, brothers and sisters. I'm not bullshitting you here. Please, whatever your faith, whatever your spirituality, I may be built different. All right, I'm Wiccan. I might be built different, but I'm trying to tell you, I don't care. This is spiritual warfare. However you see the divine, protect your soul, protect your spirit. They are trying to destroy you. They want to break you down. They want to consume you. The demons that bless them come after your light because they want to consume and break it down as an offering to darkness. That's the truth of it. They may not even be consciously aware of it, but that is the truth of it. What's up, HR? Good to see you. Hail, brother. Josh says, yeah, they all know how to do it. They all know. There's different levels, though. There are different levels. Like, there are different levels of understanding. Like I said, I dealt with a narcopath who's a satanic witch. And satanic witches are they're narcissists. Satanists are narcissists. Anton Zandor LaFay was a narcissist. Look at their rituals. Look at the sex and the sexism and the sexist satanic rituals. It's about destroying the root chakra, using the sacral chakra to manipulate and destroy you. That's what sex magic is. These narcissists use sex magic. The semantic ones, absolutely. And they don't care. A narcissistic woman is running around, narcopath, running around sleeping with every piece of trash in town, anything that she can get inside of her, sucking their power out of them. Not only that, but spreading the misery, the spiritual, this is like spiritual STDs, spreading the misery of herself and all of the low-class men she sleeps with to those other men, energetically. That's the function of a woman. Why women has more orgasms than men. They are giving us their power. They are building us up to release life. Right? This is the function of that. They pervert that. I was just talking with a client not too long ago about this very situation. All right, you're talking about your sexual organs. The energy that comes from your sexual organs is the energy of life. That is procreation. That is life. All right, that goddess and God energy. And a narcissist, the reason that sometimes it feels so good with them is because they are tapping into your animal self. That the reproductive energy is your animal self. And they're tapping into that to manipulate it, but they're doing it from a very dark, predatorial, animalistic aspect. So it feels like you're hitting, sometimes it feels like you're hitting that divine match energy, but it's not. It is absolutely not. That is an illusion. Everything that a narcissist does, cluster B does, is an illusion. It is not their true self. This is not the true facts. This is not the truth of a situation. This is not their true self. This is, everything is about an illusion. They're illusionists. They are the magician in reverse, 24/7. They're not manifestors. They're succubi. And so when they are coming at you on that animalistic level, in your root, they're exchanging their spiritual STDs and physical STDs with you and draining you of your power. The little different between men and women. Women, I won't get into that at the moment, but it is a little bit of an energetic difference between men and women due to the difference in our two sexes. But that's basically what's happening. Let me go. Oh, great actors. Oh, so fucking, oh, yeah. Academy Award winning actors. Dude, one of my favorite memes is this meme. It reminded me of Narcopath, which she was doing her smear campaigns. It's an actress holding an Academy Award, but they changed their face with Gollum. And he's like crying, Gollum crying, my precious, that's they're playing the victim. Yeah, it's an Academy Award. Let me see. Oh, you guys were actually listening a lot instead of talking. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's see. Josh says, it feels so good to be in complete control of my emotions now. Absolutely, guys, you have no idea. My brothers and sisters, you're depending on who you are, and the way how much your emotions control you. Like, no matter, it is a euphoric feeling when it's like a switch, Josh, that goes off in my head. Like I kind of I still give people the approach of, I'll believe you until you prove me wrong. If your actions follow your words, I'll believe you. If your actions don't follow your words, you're a liar. I'm done. When I have conversations with people who have criticisms in my videos, I will approach it depending on how the criticism is structured, because I can see narcissistic behavior so fucking easy now. But if it's structured in a respectful communication, then I'll give them back, honest communication, critique, or and maybe critique as to why maybe I think they're projecting into what they saw. If that is followed by devaluation of any kind, or a sociopathic laugh, that kind of attitude, shut off. Boom! Immediately, the walls come up. I know exactly who you are. I am looking at everything you have written strategically, and I am now going to mirror you back because I know how to hurt you. These narcs don't understand. And you can do it and understand. Mirroring them back can be as easy as not talking to them. We're going to get into that later. We'll get into that after I'm done talking to you guys. Sometimes mirroring them back is no contact, is invalidation, because that's what hurts them the most, having no validation for their fake self at all. Zero Gift says, I'm just at a loss of words because they're probably wondering how survivors are still standing. I mean, Yeah, well, I get that. It says you don't tread any narcs lightly. Well, let me see. Let me how I put this. At first glance for myself. Hold on, let me go back. So you shouldn't. You shouldn't. These are demons. These are people who want to use you and abuse you and manipulate you and destroy you. Depending on the type of narc, depending on the type of cluster B, you know, if you're dealing with a freaking, honest to God, if you're dealing with any type, but like a sociopath, most especially a psychopath, they'll do anything. They'll do anything. They're validated. It's all about control. It's all about destroying you to them. You know, that's how they get off. So you should tread lightly at the beginning. I have kind of a shock and awe approach when I deal with them now. With Batwolf, I was surgical because I knew it was coming. I know the routine. I know his type of narc. That's why I don't watch him. And so I knew how to deal with that situation. But if you're dealing with like a random narcissist, you start seeing narcissistic tendencies or toxic tendencies. You just have to know how to deal with them. Honest to God, Zero Gifts, there are people that I don't really talk to many people, but I still talk to that are absolutely narcissistic, absolutely toxic. I just don't recognize their toxicity. And recognize it as I don't feed into it. I just let them go be douchebags. You go be negative. You go be a piece of shit. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to feed into it. I'm going to walk away. But I keep that connection for my own reasons, my own social dynamic and reasons. You can't, listen, guys, you can use those types. I hate to use this term. I honestly do. You can use them as kind of as the flying monkeys yourselves. Once you understand cluster Bs and how they operate, you can let them think that they're still covert. Let them think they still have you fooled. And you can use them to get and disseminate information. I've gone down the hole with this, y'all. I'm a light worker and a shadow worker. I understand that, like, I'm built a little different. Not that I'm the only one. I'm definitely not the only one. I'm not the first person to probably think of this or do this, or definitely not. But I can operate in both realms. And so I can easily use the narc against them. You know, it's like on the thumbnail. On the thumbnail, we had Mace Windu. He uses for those of you that don't know Star Wars or have passing interest in it, Mace, oh God, I can't think of the name. God, Coyle, if you're still out there, please put the name of the Jedi style, the Force style he uses. So Mace Windu actually understands the dark side. He's a Jedi, but he understands the dark side. He understands it enough so that he can use a Sith Lord's power against them. He can reflect it back. He knows what's coming. He knows how they act. He knows energetically how they are. He can use the dark side, but he's using it in such a way as to reflect it back at the Dark Force user so that their powers don't work effectively. They don't do what they're supposed to do because he has mastered the light and the dark. And so, like, that's what I do. That is what I do when it comes to cluster Bs. But you should tread lightly till you understand. Because if you're dealing with a malignant, you're dealing with a psycho, that's a whole other level of evil. So, like, all the basic rules apply, but how you interact, how you mirror back, how you protect yourself is a little different between let's just, in the very basic sense, the narcissist, the sociopath, the psychopath. All right. There's a different way that you deal with antisocial. There's a different way that you deal with these types. With psychopaths being the worst. And the reason that I can deal with psychopaths, is because I can operate in the light and the dark. It's because I employ that Mace Windu style. God, I wish I could remember the name of it. I feel like such a bad Star Wars fan right now. And because this is it. This is the thing, brothers and sisters. Mirroring back a narcissist is not being a narcissist, but you have to be able to understand the darkness. You have to be able to understand, it's like where their energy, where they're coming from, where their toxicity is, why they're projecting, they're false. That way you can see what hurts them by how they're trying to project on you. What are their insecurities? Why do they need to be grandiose? What is at the core of their issues? They will tell you everything you need to know. They can't help it. When you operate in the darkness, understand, if you go up against someone who's like truly black, like a sociopath, a psychopath, someone who's truly black, there will come a time when you are using darkness to reflect darkness, and that darkness will show its true evil. You should not and cannot be true evil, and that is when you vacillate into the light. Not only do you confuse that demon, not only do you confuse that cluster B, but they can't mirror you back. They can mirror back darkness. They can create that. They love that negative fuel. They loved keeping you traumatized, didn't they? They loved keeping you full of anxiety, full of depression, stuck in bed. They loved keeping you crying. They loved keeping you trying and wondering, and why don't you love me? They love that. They know how to mirror darkness. That's how they give you narcissistic fleas. That's what narcissistic fleas are. Right? I don't know if you guys ever heard that term. That's when you start taking on the traits because they are passing on their pain onto you. And they love that game. Once they get you in that position, once they get you juxtaposed there, then they've got you. That's it. They know they got the trauma bond because they'll always be better at the darkness. So when you get to that point with a narc where you're mirroring them back in the dark realm, in the shadow realm, all right, there gets a point where they will be better than you because you have empathy. You do have a heart. You're not evil. You have to adjust. That's when you switch into light work. That's when you switch into the light, honesty, integrity. Not that. That's when you go, right? Listen, and this is very important. Overt cluster Bs operate in the shadows all the time. All the time. Even if they're trying to be something they're not. A douchebag can't hide the fact they're a douchebag. Looking at you, Batwolf. They can't hide it. Coverts are wolves in sheep's clothing. Your covert narcissist is your good mom that's abusing all the kids and the husband at home. A covert is the preacher at the pulpit who's using his congregation like flying monkeys and telling people to not respect or love thy neighbor because those people don't pray the right way. A covert is someone who hides who they are, hides who they truly are. They try to operate in the light. They know how to mimic the light, but they're dark. So if you know how to vacillate between the shadow work and light work, and you encounter a covert, hiding in the light, trying to hide. Well, that's when you go to the shadows. You go to the shadows because the natural resonance of that covert narcissist is hiding their false self. So you bring them to their natural resonance. You bring the demon in them out to where they break down the false face, where they can't hide it anymore. What I did with Batwolf. Yeah, he couldn't hide it. You let them bring that down, and then you vacillate back to the light. Because that your authenticity, your brightness, who you are, the good person that you are, casts a mirror on everything toxic. This is why, for my brothers and sisters out there that are authentic people, I didn't understand this for the longest time. If you are an authentic person, you can be broken, you can have issues, you can not understand yourself, because I sure as fuck didn't in my past. But if you are being authentic and presenting yourself and authentic with your feelings and how you love and look at people, that is a mirror to toxic people. This is why, for my authentic people out there, why do others not like you? Why do they just not trust you? You haven't done anything to them. Why do they make excuses as to why you're the bad person? Why do they try and convince other people that you're a bad person? You didn't do anything to them. Because they see themselves reflected in you. They see the mirror of who they truly are. And that can be either because they have not taken the time to grow or heal themselves. That could be because it all comes from insecurity. But it all comes from a place where they're looking at you and they cannot fathom, they cannot believe, just like a narcissist, they cannot believe that you're an honest person, a good person, forthright, strong. You have integrity. Your morals are just, just within you. And they have to attack that image. They have to attack something because they see themselves. They see how shit they are inside. This is what happened with Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. This is what happened with a lot of the people around that circle. They could not stand my authenticity. They could not manipulate or siphon off me anymore. I saw them for who they were. They saw their darkness reflected in me, and then they had to go on the attack. And God knows if they're still doing it. I have no idea. I don't even care. But this is why authentic people trigger toxic people. If you're a person who's going through life and just out of nowhere, somebody at work or somebody you've known or somebody in your family or somebody, whoever it is, just can't stand you for some reason, it's not you, it's them. They're fake. They don't want to look at their own fake. They don't want to fix their fake. They want to be fake. And because you're real, they want to destroy your image. Narcissists do this to us. That's what a narcissist does. That narcissist didn't come at you because you were a weak person. They didn't get with you and attach themselves to you because you're a weak person. They did it because you have qualities they don't have, because they see the goodness in you. They see your true heart, your integrity. They want to be that. They betrayed you that first time, cheated on you, triangulated you, did whatever they did to see if you take them back. And once you did, it validated their grandiose need to believe that you are just as bad as them. You're a liar. You're fake. How the hell could you take somebody back who is as shit as the narcissist? And then that validates them to be able to destroy you. And it's like almost like a split personality disorder with these people. Because one part of them feels that way, and the other part, the demonic part, wants to destroy the light in you. Cluster Bs deserve no mercy. None. This is who they are. You projected your own heart. You projected your own love and belief, who you were, your moral compass, on that person. They knew that. You projected your empathy. You are loving a facade, a false construction that you have created, that you allowed to be constructed by the love bombing and manipulation by that narcissistic person. They're evil. When you mirror back narcs, you have to understand that this is what you're dealing with. These are not good people. They did not heal. They're not bettering themselves. Honestly, we should ship them all to an island where they can just lay around and screw and triangulate and lie and suck and fuck one another and for the rest of time. Let them all do that together. That's what they need to go. If you can't be a normal person, get the fuck out. Go away. If you're not going to be committed to healing yourself, then you choose to be an abusive person. You choose to be a liar. You choose to be fake. And that's something that real people should not tolerate. All of us, from our own perspectives and who we are as people. I don't care what your background, culture, what social strata, what belief system, what your connection is to one another. I don't care how different we are as people. We're all basically the same. We're all on this tribe of Earth. You should be striving to be the most authentic version of yourself. But if your authenticity demands that you look down on other people because they're different, if it demands some type of grandiosity or ego, then you are being narcissistic. You are not being authentic. I can't tell you, as a Wiccan, how many damn times I have dealt with somebody throwing a Bible in my face, or people just scurrying off and hating me and collecting into groups and hating me because I don't pray the right way. I don't pray. I don't believe in their book. I don't pray. I'm evil. I have to be something that I'm not. That has nothing to do with me. That has everything to do with the person who was using faith, a connection to God, something that should be brotherly and sisterly love, something that should be, we rise together. We're all together on this earth. We're all fighting on the same, we're all on the same team. Something that should be that mentality, taking that and using it as an excuse, as a cudgel to beat other people. That's narcissism. That's toxic behavior. Same thing with racism, same thing with sexism, same thing with all of these different things. If you think all women are bad, you're the problem. If you think all men are bad, you're the problem. If you think a certain skin tone denotes that they are inherently bad, you're the problem. These psychos and narcs in our politics have been using this to divide us for I don't know how long. We're all human. Different types of humans, granted, absolutely, but we're all human. Narcissists decided not to be human. They decided to be demonic. Sociopaths, psychopaths. This is what they decide when they enact in abusing people. I have to actually put a side note. I honestly do have to have a side note because I know this to be true. There are quote unquote psychopaths who are not who do not engage in hurting others, who do not actively engage in trying to get supply. There are some people with psychopathy that just, their brains are just wired differently and they just kind of live their life. So I have to say that because that is statistically true. But I don't trust those sociopaths. Well, like I err on caution. If I know someone with a psychopath, they have psychopathy, I err on caution. I'm erring on caution. Same thing with a sociopath, same thing with a psychopath. Don't let nobody ever tell you they have a disorder. They have you're stigmatizing them. No, fuck you. I'm calling you out, you piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, don't ever let a bleeding heart. That's a flying monkey. That's a potential abuse victim right there. Is that type of person. Let me go back to the chat, and then we'll go further into the more deep dive of mirroring the narc. Let's see. Let me go down to the bottom. You guys have been chatting up. Thank you so much. Please make sure to smash the like button, share out the link. Greatly appreciate you. I see some new names up in the chat. Let me get back with. Let me go back a little bit. I want to make sure everybody. I love the Dragonstorm community here, and I have to say that each of you guys, your support and your exchange of talking with one another and helping each other, being there, giving your wisdom, giving your strength to others who have been through what we have is a beautiful thing. I love doing what I do now. And part of that is you guys. Thank you for being those of you that were here with me on my healing journey. Thank you to those of you that have supported me since. We are going far and beyond. The Trainwreck Express will eventually come rolling through the country. Myself and Immortal Coil. Looking forward to coming out there and talking to you guys and meeting you in person. Get the channel to 50K. 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's when we're doing it. That's when we're planning the Trainwreck Express. All right, let's go to Mel. I'm going to message you later, sweetheart. Mark says it's tiring in their airspace, though, right? Yeah, it's tiring. Well, you don't mirror constantly. We're actually going to get into this in a minute. You don't mirror constantly. This is a temporary solution, right? This is when they show up. All right. This is, you've gotten away from the narc. You mirrored him once. You made him scatter off. You gave him a narcissistic injury. Hopefully the fucker collapsed. They've scattered off. Jesus. I am seeing ghosts like a motherfucker this week. I saw it in my mirror. They scurried off. And then all of a sudden, this cock goblin popped back up out of the porn theater seat of life. You know what I mean? Then, right? So when the goblin pops back up, you have to decide how to engage. Is it more worth no contact? Is it more worth ignoring you? Or should I clown you and make you scurry off again? I'm telling you, Mark. I literally clowned, beat up, beat one of them up, exposed them for who they were to the point to where they're gone. As a matter of fact, I don't even think Backdoor Bill and Trashley are together at this point. I think they've gone into like a major devaluation. She's off, banging whoever in Newcastle County, Delaware, and he's been crying. He's been crying to me lately. I got him on my block list, but every now and again I look. I can't help it. I can't. I'm sorry. Dragonstorm admitting the truth. But, you know, I like to see him cry. He's been crying lately. Nobody's putting anything up his ass. And, you know, it's a shame. I feel bad for it. But you decide whether or not to engage, because it is tiring and you don't want to stay in the darkness. Like I said, you got to learn balance. And when you're mirroring a narc, if you have to go the shadow route, you go the shadow route. But I suggest the light route. It's just that that's not the route you can always take. It is tiring constantly being at war with them. With BatWolf, as far as he's concerned, I'm giving him some negative fuel. I'm giving him some negative fuel. I'm exposing his ass. He's not going to be able to help himself but to acknowledge and try and defend his false self, which is going to further expose him. I need not do anything else. I hope he commits to a smear campaign. Show your ass. Thank you. And put my name out there. I appreciate you. That's the attitude you have. You put that shit behind you. You move forward. It is tiring. Ice cold liars, master liars. Yes. Yes, but HR, if you get them so dysregulated, they're already dysregulated. They're already emotional toddlers. But if you mirror them back, ignore the false self, circumvent that false self, start hitting them with truth, right in the broken inner child, start drop kicking that kid, they will become emotionally dysregulated. It will trigger some type of narcissistic rage before collapse, because rage is the last fig leaf, you know. But their lives will begin to become scattered and crazy. Their lives, they'll go into panic mode. Like, I need to lie. I need to protect myself, and they'll expose themselves. Like, that's what I'm doing with BatWolf. That's how I did that with him. It's easy. He's in panic mode. Somebody called him out for who he is. He's going to have to start a smear campaign. He's going to have to talk to other people as flying monkeys to make sure they're all on the same page. But at the same time, going to put my name out there. He's actually giving me an alley-oop. You're actually helping me out. I appreciate that. Please give more attention to Dragonstorm, and they can see where I called you out very simply, and then just let it at that. Oh, ended a stream explaining how to clown narcs, but yeah, whatever. But they are master liars. The thing is that, like I said earlier, first off, when you're healing yourself, like, I remember what I said in the beginning. I said, make sure you're healed before you do this. Make sure you are healed. You need to be most of the way healed. And by most of the way, I mean like over 90% healed or completely healed. Control your emotions. Understand who you are. Know that person's a demon. You're not going to put up with their shit. Doesn't matter what triggers may happen. And you can't let them know if you do have any feelings triggered. You can't do that. You don't do that. That gives them a type of fuel and control. You can't do that. You've got to learn how to stuff that down, or, not stuff it down, but you've got to learn how to transmute it into something productive and healthy. Understand that's a demon. But once you can do all that, then you recognize red flags. And you already know the narcissist that came after you, especially if you were in a relationship with one or brought up in a family situation with them. You know them. You know them. You know everything. They've given you the roadmap of how much of a piece of shit they are. They gave you the instruction manual on what hurts them. You know what I mean? So, like, at that point, not only can you see that narcs lies don't have any power, you give the narcs lies power. People who believe lies give the lie power. You already know. And not only that, but if you heal properly, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, boys and girls, children of all ages, if you heal properly, and I mean, understand, look, learn a little bit about the dark triad. Learn about Machiavellianism. Learn about the dark empath. Learn about dark psychology. Learn about psychopathy. Honest to God, I read a book, watch some videos. Like, really understand these things, because it's going to help you in the future really very quickly recognize when somebody's full of shit. Somebody's a manipulator or a con artist. You'll be able to tell in the first paragraph between the two of you. You know what I mean? By mid-conversation with anyone, you will be able to determine if they got issues and if they're trying to bullshit you. It's not that hard, guys. You crawled through hell. You fought a demon. You survived battle with darkness. Use all of these lessons to your advantage. Even if you're not going to mirror these bastards. That's fine. I totally understand why you wouldn't want to. And we're all built different. But understand them. Understand you, most importantly. That is the critical thing. Understanding yourself. Why were you susceptible to a con artist of like this, a demon? Why were you susceptible to this in the first place? There's a reason. Take everything you can learn from this experience with the narc. Squeeze the life out of it. Turn the most epic loss in your life into the biggest win you've ever had. That's what Dragonstorm's doing. That's what Dragonstorm's doing. And I'm not only doing that, I'm healing people. I'm helping people on their healing journeys. I love what I'm doing now. I am a narc slayer, and I fucking love it. Mel says, give them a taste of their own medicine. Sometimes you have to checkmate them, and that's okay. Yeah, it's easy. Once you got control, you can checkmate them easy. Granted, there are different situations. If you got kids with narcs, that's a whole different bag of shit. There are different situations involved here. If you're dealing with a malignant, I was talking with a subscriber last night, who still lives in the same house with their narc, and she's all about mirroring a narc. And I said, listen, honey, get an escape plan. Don't be in close quarters with that narc if you're going to mirror them. Shit, if you can, you do it over social media. You do it from a distance if you can. Absolutely. Because you don't know if that's the psycho in them is going to come out and they're going to start stabbing everything in themselves. Narcissistic collapse is dangerous, guys. I mean, I need to emphasize this. Narcissistic collapse is dangerous. You are aiming for that. I'll be honest with you. You are aiming for that. You want them to collapse. Absolutely. Every time. Crumble in the face of true humanity. Absolutely. But you don't want to be in close quarters when that's going on. You don't want that. Especially if they're a sociopath. You don't want that. They will go fuck nuts and hurt you. Don't be in arm's distance when you do this shit. But yeah, absolutely, man. Let's see. Mark B says, you become their cover story. People think they are like you. They have that advantage to hoodwink people you've met. Yes. Well, that's a part of their routine, only applying who you are to them to create the false facade, but also to figure out who they can manipulate in your friend circles. You know, Narcopath came in, saw all my friends, and started taking notes. I can manipulate this one. This one sees me for who I am. This one really doesn't like me. I've got to turn Steve against him. This one's toxic and Steve can't see it. I'm going to use that one later on. That's what they do. That's what they do. I did a video a while back, and it was when I was the 90% healed. I was still angry. It was still the 90. I think it was something to do with you're standing alone when you're mirroring the narc. If you're in a situation like I was in, where everything has collapsed socially around you, and your former friends, the really toxic people who are hiding in wait, turn on you and start smear campaigning you. If you're in that situation where you're just the reactive abuse has been crazy, the abuse, the smear campaigns, and everything's been public, whatever the case is, then you have to adopt this mentality of, I don't care. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I don't care what anybody else says. I don't care how anybody else sees this. I don't care. I don't give a damn. I know what the truth is, and I'm going to hurt this narc. Sometimes you've got to develop that mentality where everything else in life, and that's where I had to be. Everything else in life couldn't matter. Anybody who was running a smear campaign, any fake friend who was, smearing my name to people, any of the isolation, any of that, I couldn't care. My target was Trashley and Bill. the narcissists. My focus was them. Not any nights, not their flying monkeys, not anybody on that side of the board, not anybody anywhere else. Those two. And it will isolate you further, and it will create opportunities for smear campaigns, I guess. It will. But when you are stalked to the point where people are trying to get you to off yourself, when you're in that situation, understand, guys, I am the way that I am about this because of how I had to defend my life. I don't know how else to explain it. Well, I don't know who you are, Miss Minnesota. All right, so let's go further on. I don't want to get too far into that. That's low resonance. Let's see. I'm so happy. It's crazy. I have so much stuff going on right now. I have messages coming in from all directions. Thank you to all of my clients who are out there watching this. Thank you to everybody who's messaging me right now that I can't get to. I love doing what I do right now, and I appreciate giving out. I didn't know. I told Randy White, I said, I didn't understand how busy this is going to make me. I didn't understand. Like, all of my energy is now in building this, building clientele, supporting clientele, taking care of them, and I love it. I love what I'm doing, but it's just, you know, it's a balance right now. I want to create narc slayers. I want to help not only people heal, but I want to help create communities of people who see narcs for who they are, who understand, like we do, brothers and sisters, that these people are demons, they're evil, they deserve no mercy, and that can call them out and further isolate them. I want narcissists huddled in basements together like covens of vampires hiding from the sun. That's what I want. That's what I'm trying to get. Yes, pigs in a pen. Absolutely. Excellent. Firm but fair. Like a dick. Yeah. Let's see. After so many years of experience, you are so right. Thank you, Mark. I greatly appreciate you. And you understand, you're a narc slayer, my brother. To outsmart them, to make progress being worse than them towards exit time is the only way to go. Yes. You gotta, right. So if you're in a situation where you're living with a narc, you can't mirror them. You can't go no contact. You have to gray rock and create an exit plan. You have to be stealthy. These are liars. You can't let anything, you can't give in at all. You have to just not tell them shit. Have your exit plan in place. Get the F out. Get away from them. A narcissist will do anything. Cluster B will do anything to keep you trapped in a toxic situation, to keep abusing you. The narcissist does not want to lose control of their object. They do not want to lose control of their object. You are their object. You are not a person. You are not a human, especially to a sociopath. You are not. You are an it or a thing. You are thing one or thing two. You are not a person. And the last thing that they want to do is lose control of their person, lose control of their object, their toy, their fun stick, their F-doll. That's the last thing they want to do is lose control of that. So you've got to remain silent about your exit plan. It blows their minds to actually see a person with integrity, honesty, humility, and compassion. Oh, it blows they can't believe it. It blows their mind and they can't believe it. They chose, again, I'm going to reiterate this over and over again, probably for the next 10 years. They chose at some point in their development to be a piece of shit. They chose not to heal. They chose not to be a better person. They chose to be that. So when they see people who are like that, who are the other road, you know, the healing road, they see people like that, they can't believe it. Their grandiosity demands that you're just as bad as they are. They will seek to siphon your energy, to make you betray yourself, and to turn you into them, to break you down. Understand, this is something Immortal Coil said. So very true. A narcissist cannot consume your positivity. They don't do it. That positive fuel, Like adulation does feed their false self. They can get that. They use negative fuel, but it's positive fuel, but it's that negative fuel that's scrumdiddlyumptious. It's your depression, your tears, your suicidal thoughts. It is your breaking yourself, trying to understand them, trying to forgive them. It is them creating an argument so they can run out and go bang gay Tony at a truck stop, and then come back and hoover you in, and then you're broken and just destroyed and can't understand yourself. They love that. A narcissist is a low resonance creature. They cannot consume light. They must first break you down, break down their food in order to consume you. That's why they do what they do. Demons. I appreciate that, and that's why I'm speaking this. There's a lot of good people out there who are doing content, kind of in the same vein, but not really. A lot of them, and God's bless them, they're more on the putting a fire under your ass, pointing out the hypocrisy of what you're dealing with, telling you to stand on your feet and better yourself. Coach Randy White, Coach Randy White, like we talk in person. You know, he's my friend. And that dude is on my level. He's taking a different approach, but he's on my level. He understands what I'm doing. And because I'm doing it the way I'm doing it, he's doing it the way he's doing it. It's kind of a great 1-2 combo. Guys, please check out Coach Randy White. Please, that is my brother. I'm so happy I found that man. He dealt with a narcopath. He dealt with what I dealt with. You know, like I fucking love Scott Clark dealt with what I dealt with. Love that man. You know, just follow these people, subscribe to these people. They're wonderful people. But you know, I do like Yaz, the Game Exposed, is one of the reasons why I love her so much, is because she will come out with like, you can hurt a narcissist like this. This is how you can do it. She's a narc slayer. She knows, but that's not the mainstay of what she's doing. I want to be inspirational. I want to help you guys know your worth. I want to help you to heal. I want you to understand yourself. I want you to healing is so important, because listen, I do want to teach you how to slay narcs. I do want you to be like I am. But in order to get where I am, you have to do all this other work. And part of that is understanding yourself and believing in yourself and loving yourself and being a friend to yourself, recognizing red flags, healing your past traumas, and figuring out what your issues are. You know, you have to know these things. You got to know how you operate. You got to know what your triggers are, because the narcissist exasperated them, figured them out and exasperated them. You have to know who you are. Once you know who you are, like you were authentic, balls to the wall, you know, pedal to the metal, authentic, nothing can stop you, brothers and sisters. Nothing can stop you. You know who your haters are. They can't help but expose themselves. You can see them, you can feel them, you smell them. You know what toxic people are. You can see it. You know when a person is having a conversation with you to set up some type of drama. You can recognize that before it happens. Watch the attempted drama unfold. Deal with it the way you decide to deal with it, or ignore that shit altogether and keep it pushing. I've been doing this for months and months. I have to thank Narcopath. I have to thank Gaia Storm. I have to thank her, because if she did not get so desperate to keep me hoovered in and triangulated with Backdoor Bill, that I would have not had the opportunity to beat his ass and kick her out. I would have not fully realized my strength and how powerful I am, and how easy it is to clown and manipulate these narcs. You can do it, brothers and sisters. You can choose to. And I'm not saying you do it all the time. You do it when it comes your way, when a toxic person comes your way. Dude, once you know how to slay narcissists and sociopaths, once you understand how to deal with these fools, regular ass toxic people ain't shit. Regular ass toxic, in their fifis, hurt, insecure, projecting their negativity on you, projecting their image on you. Oh, Walton's such a bad person because he does this, or he says this, or he doesn't pray this way. What? Like, they're nothing. They're nothing. They're not even demons. They're just like fucking little Smurf gremlins. All right, they are. It's nothing to you. I'm telling you. They don't even matter. It's like, you're not worth my time. I love y'all. I want you to be this strong. I want you to be this powerful. I want you to be where I'm at. I want you to understand. your power, your strength, who you are. Toxic people come at you because you're strong. These demons come at you because you're connected to source, because you're divinely blessed. All of these things are true. That's why they come at you. Know how to swat these toxic nests. Understand your worth, who you are, your strength, the reservoir of incredible power that you have inside of you after crawling through hell. You got this. Done preaching for a second. What's up, Ellie? Let's see. Hold on. Where'd you go? Oh, wait. What's Josh? I can't wait for them to start starting until they attack my channel. When I start my channel, they're asking for it. Josh, you start a channel, hook up with me, bro. Dead serious. You start a channel, you start live streaming, come hang out with Dragonstorm. All right? They join the militia. Field to shield, my brother. Standing on the battlefield of life. Come join. All right? Come hang out with the rogues. Let's see. I want to go over something. I don't want to skip all y'all. Thank you guys so much for talking to each other. Thank you so much for, backing each other up. We are in this together. This is the Dragonstorm community. What's up, Ellie? This is the Dragonstorm community. We do not train to be merciful at Dragonstorm. We look out for one another here. We protect each other. We are here for those who have been through narcissistic abuse, and those who are coming out of their trauma bonds, those who are working through it, those who are still being hoovered. All right, understand the wisdom and experience that you have at your disposal here. This chat is full of narcissist slayers. We have been through it. We have fought, survived these demons. We have crawled through hell. We have gone through every single emotion you have. We have dealt with situations that you have. There are people in this chat, guarantee you, who have healed and have the armor of God on them, that have the sword of truth, that can destroy these narcs easily and can be here understanding, compassionate, empathetic to every trial and tribulation you are going through. We understand it. And that's why we love you. And that's why you deserve our compassion. That's why. And that's why we're also out here slaying these narcs together. I mean, they're both, those are narcissists. That Keely Chow, they're narcissists, dude. Absolutely. JDA had streams every week, had Narcopath on, had Mike Rogers on, had a couple other people on, people that stabbed me in the back in the past. He did that to satisfy EVS. But EVS at the same time was sending other flying monkeys after JDA to dox his dad, to go after his dead relatives, to go after his family. Like, they destroy each other. John Delarose is absolutely a covert narcissist, wife-beating piece, putting things up his ass. He is trash, garbage human being, just like Ethan Van Sciver. Garbage human beings. Not even worth my time. They're being Comicsgate is collapsing, thank God. Comicsgate is collapsing. Everyone from and anyone who's Comicsgate adjacent, like fucking Tartamella, who's another piece of shit. The only reason Vinny Tartamella isn't in Comicsgate is because he wants to be Comicsgate. Understand? That fake ass friend, not a real person. Fucking toxic as shit. Let's see. What's up, Tickle Trunk? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Any questions from the chat? Are there any questions from the chat, since we are near the end of the program, concerning mirroring back narcissists? Do you have any questions whatsoever? So that, and I will answer them. Jesus, I need a drink. Son, where's my son? This is Rob from Snap. Let's see. Client. Okay. Jesus, I got a bunch of people. There's any questions right now? Give me 1 second, y'all. I need to text my son. Did you go to the store? Did you go to the store? Okay. So proud of my son. He's a working man now. He's a big boy now. So let's see. Any questions? Human return. I'm good. Ellie South now. I've been lurking. Oh, thank you. Shout out to Jerry at Pop Culture Minefield. He's a fan of Menacer and Comicsgator who isn't down with Comicsgate drama. I mean, I like Jerry too. I've talked with Jerry. Jerry's a spiritual cat. I actually like Jerry a lot. Yeah, I got nothing bad to say about Jerry. I didn't want. That says okay. Sorry, guys. Being a dad. Okay. Yeah, Jerry's pretty cool. Yeah. I was lucky enough to stream with them on Zax's channel for a minute and had a fun time. I had a real good time. Oh, my battery's about to die. Okay. All kinds of things happen in the stream. All right. Yeah, Jerry's amazing. I don't know Keith all too well, but I got nothing bad to say about them. There's some wonderful people out there in the old fandom manosphere that I still love. Let's see. I guess. One thing. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Tickle Truck. Appreciate that. Thank you. One thing I'll never forget is whenever you're around a narcissist, they always aim to bring out their bad side. Yeah, well, yeah. They only consume negative fuel, as I said earlier. They can use positive fuel to satisfy their grandiosity, but they can't break down that food. Treating you poorly, breaking you down, making you miserable, making you upset, spreading their pain into you, turning them into you. It's like, just think of it like an insect, like the fly. He's like throwing up on its. Remember the movie The Fly? He like threw up all over his food so that he could eat it. Like that's what they're doing. A narcissist cannot consume the light inside of you. They need to break you down. They can only consume your depression. That's the energy that they use. Dragon's Way is my rate too. Yeah, man. My brother. Thank you. With one exception is do not escalate it. Well, that's where the idea of, okay, so for me, there's a benefit in certain escalation. BatWolf runs a smear campaign on me. I get to further clown him and make more noise. And then he promotes me more. The narcissists can't help it. They have addictive personality. They can't help it. It's in the same vein as if you need to really show who a narcissist is. After like a lot of smear campaigns, like if they're a covert, you expose them in public, they have no choice but to, because you gave them a real bad injury, to reinforce their bullshit, puts them emotionally off balance. They'll start making mistakes, trying to frantically cover up because everything's about them. Even people who didn't see them for who they are, even people who looked at that and didn't really put much into it, that narcissist all absolutely believes that person saw them for who they were, and now they have to cover it up. Now they have to cover up the fake face. Now they got to, and that will make them frantic. So in that way, escalating it when you're mirroring back a narc works. But like if you're in a close proximity, you don't want to escalate. You gray rock. To be sure, I mean this in this way. If you're dealing with the opposite sex, if you're a woman who's a victim, you're dealing with a narcissistic man, that narc dude already thinks that he can put his hands on you anytime he wants, and he will. If you are dealing with a narcissistic woman in close proximity, depending on the type of narc, depending on her actual cluster B, cluster F conditions, she will put her hands on you, or she will play the victim, or she will provoke a situation, or she'll hurt herself. I have known toxic women who literally punched or had themselves beat up or punched themselves and hurt themselves so that they could call the cops on the guy. Right? That shit will happen. Women, dude, these toxic women will pull that shit. Hypergamy is a thing. But overall, when you're talking about mirroring these narcs, you want to get to a point where it doesn't matter. You want to get to a point. Drop something. You want to get to a point where honest to God, dude, you want to get to a point where you can just clown them and walk away. Expose them, walk away. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to get to that point. Because not only will they show their ass, not only have you exposed them or treated them who they truly are, broken, cowardly, lying, weak. You know, not only have you done that, but you walk away, you invalidate them. Doesn't matter what they say back. Doesn't matter what their response is, what their retort is. Doesn't matter what lie tumbles out of their mouth. You walk away. You're invalid. You smack them, walk away. That's what I mean when I say you smack these toxic gnats. That's what I mean. You smack them, and you ignore them. They hate that. No contact hurts them. How much does no contact hurt them? A lot, right? Them not having control over their object, it, or thing makes them insane, right? Because they lost control. You're not validating them. You're not validating their existence. So if you're going to mirror them back, smack them and walk away. Don't matter what you say. I do this all the time in my comments, Zero, when I suss out narcs or sociopaths that are coming to attack me in Instagram or TikTok. I suss them right out. I say something ignorant, like something truthful. You know, the easiest go-to when you're dealing with a toxic woman, which is especially easy with God, you see them all the time on these videos that no care about their body count. You know, love means erotic love. There is no other kind of love. It means eroticism. You can't love somebody that not mean sex. You know, they're victims of misogyny. They're victims of systemic patriarchy, like those types. Like you see them all the time. They're everywhere. They're fucking clowns. Just tell them straight up. They're on the road to being a cat lady in some form, in some variation. Yeah, you're going to be an awesome cat lady. Just something like that. Something that's absolutely true, and they know it, and they fear it, and that's why they hate themselves. That's why they hate men. When all they would have to do is not be a piece of shit. That's all they'd have to do, but they don't want to do that. So you hit them with that, and then walk away. Doesn't matter what you respond to. I love the thirsty ones. The thirsty ones are the best. They need your attention. They're going to keep saying something. Don't say shit. Watch them freak out. God, think of the insecurity. Think of the emotional the emotional unregulation, the complete and utter insecurity of a person who has to desperately try and get your attention to make you feel bad. Narcissists understand this. That's why they do this. Also why they love hoovering you. And it's why they love watching you manically try and keep talking to them and try and get back with them and try and get, trying to work things, all that. They love that. They love it. And the answer to healing yourself, getting away from the situation, is the same answer to hurting them. It's a win-win. You don't matter. No, you're a liar. You don't matter. You're not even worth my words. No, you can use no contact and mirror back these narcs. So easy. So easy. No nookie for a month. Yeah, they'll use sex against you. And these female narcs, they will use sex against you, right? They will withhold it from you while they're banging every other guy in town to devalue you. A narcopath will triangulate a good man with the most low rent, low worth, closet homo, drug addict, piece of freaking trash, mommy issue, rubbing himself in some peanut butter while wearing his grandma's bra, dysfunctional piece of shit, to devalue the good guy, to devalue the good man. Also to devalue and triangulate other men who are seeking her attention because she keeps running back to this freaking weakling, this abusive weakling, because and makes them like, what is wrong with me? What was wrong? What is wrong? Why should I be abusive to women? Should I be like bi? Should I F trannies with her? Should I get pegged in the butt? Should I be a thief? They'll make good men. They'll make other men question who they are. That's why Trashley loved Backdoor Bill. She didn't love him, but she loved the supply that she could garner, not only from the other men who couldn't fathom and figure out why they weren't good enough when this piece of trash was, but she also played the game with him because he would cheat on her she got to play superiority side bitch with a whole bunch of other women. Narcopath, I'm surprised that dude's still alive, to be honest. I'm not going to say anything more than that because I wouldn't die. But I'm surprised he's still alive. Narcopaths are the worst, man. Malignant male narcs are the worst. Narcissistic sociopath women are the worst. They're the worst, in my opinion. Yeah, and the hot crazy matrix. Yeah. You throw some cluster B personality disorder in there and you're fucked, Keely. I love you. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much. 33 people holding in the chat. 36. It was 40 earlier. I greatly appreciate you, everybody watching on X. And I still got to figure out this Rumble thing. I don't know. I set up streams for Rumble, and then by the time I go to use them, they're like, it didn't run, and it can't run it. I don't know what's going on with Rumble. Rumble's confusing as shit. Rumble, fix the effing platform. But I will say this. I used to hold a grudge against YouTube. Because when I was talking about politics and social issues in entertainments, I got heavily shadow banned and I even lost monetization. YouTube has actually done me well in as far as Dragonstorm. I want to say thank you to YouTube. If any of you guys out there, you're hidden mods watching or anything, I actually like to say thank you. I know that I can be quite hyperbolic, it can be quite explosive, and I can say things that I know you guys don't necessarily prefer on this platform from time to time, and I do try and correct that. But I want to say thank you very much to you guys for supporting and allowing me to support this healing community of survivors out here. It means a lot to me, so thank you to YouTube. And so guys, make sure to take care of yourselves. I'm going to set this stream up in chapters so you can go back if you just came in and look at the different chapters involved in what I was talking about. And again, I want to reiterate, if you decide that your only recourse in dealing with a narcissist is mirroring them back, this is a temporary solution. You are not being a narcissist. You are understanding that the narcissist is an evil, demonic piece of shit, a cluster B personality, cluster F, that will not change, will not grow, will not better themselves. It's always about the facade. It's always about the fake face. True evil does exist. We know this. You cannot do this if you still love them. If you still love them in a way that says they're going to change. I watched TheBatWolf and he's changed. And I watched this one and no, they didn't change. They're giving you hope to keep you. Self-aware narc sociopaths are still getting fuel. They're still getting fuel. And some of them are getting fuel by fooling you. And some of them are getting fuel by understanding that you're going to keep believing in that abusive person and going back to them, and that they have control over you continually being abused, because to them, it's not a rotating door. To them, they want to keep their supply. They want to keep control over their things. Their audience is their things. Understand, Dragonstorm, the people that stick around here and hang out for as long as you hang out, I am very thankful for that. But understand that my focus on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube is to have a rotating door. I want people to come through here to heal, to know their worth, to not need to listen to me anymore, and to go live their life. That's my job. These self-aware narcs and sociopaths, they want to keep everybody traumatized. They want to keep everybody suckling off the teat. They want to keep control of their objects. They want you to keep giving them money. I want every one of my clients to get to a point where it's like, I don't need to pay Walton no more. And I'll be thankful for that. That's my job. These self-aware narcs don't care about you. They're still narcissists. They're still sociopaths. If you want to get information from them, get information from them. Don't stay there. Don't stay in that low resonance. They want to keep you in that low resonance. They want to keep consuming you as food. Learn about yourself. Love yourself. Don't mirror a narc back. Don't mirror a sociopath back. If you don't have control over your feelings, you don't understand yourself. If you don't have complete control, if you can't put up a wall in front of you where you know damn well that that person talking to you is talking at their ass. They are a liar. They're a manipulator. Nothing they say is true. That is a false self. There is nothing real about them other than the broken, huttered, cowardly, this abandoned inner child that they chose to destroy and abandon, and they chose to use as an excuse to hurt you and anybody else that'll believe their bullshit. They're demons, they're evil, they ain't worth your time. Understand that. And once you understand that, and you understand your worth, and you've gone to therapy, or you've talked to a coach, or you've done the shadow work, you've done the introspection, you understand who you are, you shored up your weaknesses. Once you have done that, you ain't going to need me. You ain't going to need any of the other coaches that you listen to, because you're going to be able to recognize toxic behaviors from the rip. You're going to be able to talk to anybody and hear, in the instance of a few minutes of conversation, what kind of cluster B, cluster fuck that person is, and you're going to know exactly how to deal with it. You're going to know exactly when to walk away, and you're not going to need any other knowledge than that. You're going to live your life, and you're going to be strong, and you're going to shine brightly as you were always meant to. I love y'all. I am Lodonis, Ravenwolf, Dragonstorm, you seer and sage. Hail to my fellow survivors and thrivers from narcissistic abuse. Please remember to wash your hands, wash your ass, be good to each other. You suffer no fools.
When you're born in this world, you're given a ticket to the freak show. And when you're born in America, you're given a front row seat.
Seriously, wash their hands and wash your ass. Narcissists don't wash their hands and the ass. It's very nasty. It's a very bad habit.